I'm Tom Friermood. I'm one of the senior docs here at Panorama Orthopedics. I have been part of Panorama Orthopedics since 1979, so I've been here, I guess, for 41 years. When I started back in 1979, I joined a group called Lakewood Orthopedic Clinic, and that's kind of the predecessor of what would become Panorama Orthopedics. Back then, Lakewood Orthopedic Clinic was a group of 5 doctors. I was the 5th doc to join that group. Our office was over on 18th and Kipling Street in Lakewood. Our senior partner at Lakewood Orthopedic Clinic was a doc named Dwayne Mesner. Dwayne was a wonderful man. He was kind of my business mentor in many respects. Looking back, there's certainly been a lot of changes, not only in the market, but and what we've become. I mean, you know, Panorama has grown from just being truly just a medical and orthopedic practice to now a company that delivers full service orthopedic services, including physical therapy, imaging. We have facilities, surgery center, hospitals, multiple locations across the area. And I think for us to have been able to grow and become successful is partly due to the fact that we've always remained true to what I call our 4 key principles. And those 4 things are quality. We always want to have the highest quality we can possibly deliver. Accountability. Accountability means our physicians are accountable to each other, but we're also accountable to our patients and to our staff. We believe in teamwork, that everyone in our company is equally responsible for the success of this organization. It's not just the docs, it's not just the MAs, but it's everyone from when you walk in the door, that we are a team to deliver this high quality care. No organization can be successful without great staff. We sit down with people when they join us and make sure they understand our mission statement, who we are, what our core principles are, but our culture comes first. From our small little office on 18th and Kipling, we now have multiple locations. The mid-'80s, we made a decision that we'd like to go into what we call the North Market, kind of up in North Denver. Back in the probably early 90s or mid-90s, we made the decision to move south into the South Market. And now we have a large office in Highlands Ranch, another office in the Tech Center. These are areas of growth that we see an opportunity and then work with our board, with our docs, of how can we best provide services in that market that will be good for our patients, but also successful for the overall growth of our company. We have a practice up in Summit County. I'm excited to see the growth of that and see where that ends up. In the year 2000, I remember driving around with the developer. We kind of drove up here to the Golden area, and at the time, there was really nothing up here. There was the bank and the service station, but there was nothing up on this plateau, just wide open. But we drove up onto the land, and I said, this is it. This is the place, you know. And it had this panoramic view. We felt we could offer a panorama of orthopedic services, hence we became Panorama Orthopedics. And no longer we're Lakewood Orthopedic Clinic because we wanted to move from Lakewood to here. Around 2005, we had this idea that we'd like to build an orthopedic hospital. We wanted to see if we could recreate something similar for inpatient surgeries, for total hips, for total knees, for spine surgeries. We then worked with our physicians here, invested a lot of money in the project, and eventually built Ortho Colorado Hospital. You know, my hope for Panorama in the future is that, number one, we never lose sight of our core principles. I think that has driven our culture, and culture is what makes a company successful. I want us never to forget our culture, and I think if we do that, we will continue to grow in this market. There will be opportunities that will arise. And I think if our group remains nimble, remains focused on our culture and our core beliefs, then we will continue to be very successful.